Tom Evans, Dusty Boyle up against each other in this semi-final, the first semi-final of the men's singles today. Underway. Dusty on your screen. Interesting match, that quarter-final against Aryan Bhatia. He was so slow off the blocks, Chinmay. For a moment, you just wondered what's wrong with Dusty. And what a comeback. Losing the first game, stormed right back. And this man, Tom Evans, just 23. And sure will, because, against Amol Ramchandani in that quarterfinal, he too lost the first game. So both of them have had really good comeback stories, winning two straight games after having lost the first one.
But comebacks from very different opponents. I think Evans far bigger favorite than Dusty was. I think even Dusty came back much stronger, much more emphatic. But only time will tell exactly how this game plays out. As Byron is back with his instruction manual in his own little pace, he's checking the court for what I believe is probably. I think he had enough. I think Byron's had enough. He needs a minute to chill out, and God knows he's earned it. He's been in the sun, in the heat, in the cold the entire day, and it's good to see him finally taking a few minutes off. So will we, as these guys rally around, have a little fun, figure out what life is. Figure out life. That's exactly what I've been doing for the last 25 minutes as my brain sneakily goes into snooze mode, but the host inside me comes sprawling back to life. Oh, there we go. Dusty's got a little dust on him. He's got a few creepy crawlies attacking him. No, Dusty! Not right now. Not before a game. Thankfully, my director has been sweet enough not to cut to our com box when there were a couple of creepy crawlies in. Oh, you did not want to see a 6'1" man running around like he's in kindergarten. That's exactly what was happening not too long ago. But look, this seems to be a good semi-final. My prediction, honestly, because both of them were a little non-emphatic in their style of victory, both had to come back from behind. I'm hoping that would lead to a three set game rather. But again, today, every time we've made some sort of prediction, something completely crazy and different has happened. So only time will tell. Till then, I'll keep yapping, keep mumbling, keep rambling till something sensible comes out of my mouth. As we see, these guys, it's considerably gotten cooler and chillier in the last 40 to 50 minutes. Temperature has dropped. I would reckon to the early 20s, maybe 23, 24, if I'm not mistaken, which for them might be normal. But when you've had dehydration the entire day because you're playing so much, you've lost glucose, you've lost electrolytes, it reacts to your body differently, and that's what causes the fatigue, and that's what causes your mind to get a little lethargic. And your mind is forcing your body to make decisions that your body is just not being able to, which is why these athletes train so hard and are so on the ball, literally and figuratively, every time they need to play, and which is exactly why you see them warming up with a little more intent right now as well. And in some time, you'll probably see them switch from Dusty's forehand to Dusty's backhand, and so that Tom Evans, then can practice his forehand, which he's right now just working on his backhand. basic explanation of the rules and just figuring out who will play from which side, what do they choose on the toss. Quite a funny way of tossing.
Oh,
Puts a finger
hello.
behind,
Yes, I got it.
and you have to guess whether it's one or two. That's how it started. Well, there we go. Just about ready to go in this magnificent semi-final between Dusty Boyer and Tom Evans. The final calm before the storm. Quick hydration break, and then we'll be off to live action.
So this is 3 sets of 11 service points. We ready? Love all. Play. Point. One. Love.
Game
Side
on
out.
here, truly in the semi-final of the men's category. Tom Evans with the early lead, something he couldn't
One.
get in his previous game, so he'll be happy with that. Let's go off that point there,
Point.
and unfortunately for him, Dusty's on the scoreboard now.
One each. Side out.
Does this seem like one of those games where it's going to be error after error? One of those
each.
games where you feel it's going on. Multiple points have been lost, but it's still stuck on 4-4 because it's all been on the other person or the other player's serve.
One each.
Somehow I get this feeling, Chinmay, the 8 years separating these two, the experience that Dusty brings in at 31 in comparison to the 23-year-old might just help him a lot
Side
more.
out.
Because now with the whole day that they've spent, the energy that has already been consumed, it'll really come down to who's smarter, who can sort of use that wealth of experience better. Because in terms of the game, the talent, both of them are, there's not much to separate them. They both lost their first game,
One
they both
each.
came back against their Indian counterparts, but
Outball.
again now, this is a test of experience is what I believe,
Outball.
and let's see
Side
who
out.
shines through.
One each.
Was that a bit of a double touch, the first one of the day, or
Point.
maybe I'm sitting too up high, or maybe I'm hoping for a miracle, but looked rather nice. And that's an early, oh, it's not a break, it's just wiping their hands off. It can get sweaty in these conditions when you cool down, start
Two,
again.
one.
It's just about hydrating, losing electrolytes.
Side out.
Yeah, this seems more like a dog fight You see the serves consistently changing.
1, 2.
So it's got all the signals of being a scrappy affair. Ooh, sneaky,
Point.
sneaky there.
Two apiece. Not only fighting your opponent, but fighting with some of those insects, as we use the word once again.
We're not
Two
letting
ball.
go of the creepy crawlies. Ooh, finessed him with age, class, and everything that goes with it. Ah, man, Tom had no answer to that. Look at that. Like I said, everything looks better in sports in slow motion.
3, 2.
Poetry in motion there. Perfectly placed. Just teasing him enough to say you'll never get that. But have a look as it goes past you. And again!
Point.
On call, buddy. He is on fire.
Can I please
I think
have someone
Dusty's
there
not
to
Dusty
catch the
anymore.
ball?
He is ready to fight. Take it to Tom. And I know it's a bit late, but like I said, he looks like he's on fire.
Take a bow, Dusty Boy, because those were some really well-controlled shots. And
4,
till the very
2.
last second, he keeps them disguised. That's what's really fascinating. You can't
Point.
really read in which direction he's going, Chinmay.
You think it's because of the eyes or the way he moves his body? It's a combination of everything.
The fact that he's so good with his wrists, he can just, you know, at the very
Time
last
out.
second, that
Point
microsecond, he just
5-2.
manages to flick the wrist in the direction he would like. Like he went down the line. You would probably anticipate the safer option is going cross court, but the ability, the sheer talent on with those wrists, remarkable, and a good 3-point lead here.
Especially in the semi-final, trust me, it's worth 5 or 6. Because like I said, the pressure is up, the time of the day. All your friends have finally started going back to the hotel because they have to all wake up tomorrow. They don't want to sit and get tired looking at you play and then lose their game tomorrow. Why should they do that? Not everyone is a good friend like me. And exactly why they feel it now as they're swatting away. Creepy crawlies are really taking over this party. I think we should get a couple of them into the comm box, see what they have to say. Probably they have a union fighting against the humans right now as well.
We ready? Point. 5,
But jokes
2.
apart, I genuinely see this as a problem, especially the slightly bigger sized bugs. Don't want a big important
Side
point
out.
going away because of
Can
a
I
slight
please
deflection
ask to cut the music?
from one of those moths that have landed on the court.
Two, 5. Side out.
Had an opportunity there, disappointed with himself, certainly, the Tom Evans. The forehand cross court, definitely the
5,
easy
2.
option. Went for it because it's going to the lower part of the net. Just still finds the net. Ooh, this time
Side out.
the net tape favoring Tom Evans because that's where the ball hit and then went out. Had it probably not hit the net cord there, it would have landed in. Gets the break back. Can he now capitalize? The
2-5.
23-year-old.
Side out.
Unfortunate there. The idea was right, the execution far from it. But that's what your mind and body start playing tricks on
5-2.
you when you're tired, and that's what fatigue can do. So you have to keep your composure and not think too much about it. Keep moving forward. Just like
Side
that,
out.
just like that. Stick to the basics, and you know you're worth it. And there, he's just won his serve back.
Two, 5. Side out. 5, 2.
Wow. Pays the price.
Side out.
Experimented with that serve, Dusty Boy. We didn't see that all day long. The first underspin serve. And he had to pay the price. Definitely an interesting alternative. You want to mix it up. You want to surprise your
2,
opponent.
5.
But Tom Evans was ready for that.
Point.
Tried too much there. tried too much, Dusty, and opens up the game for Tom to come back in. So again, nobody to blame but himself. There's some risky work with the paddle, even while he's not hitting the ball. Good to see him still trying to keep his mind active by doing all of these things, just anything that keeps you up and about. And you see Tom creeping through and through the game. He's coming back in.
4, 5. Point.
Tied at 5-all. So there goes the deficit. I said 3 points could feel like 6.
5.
Well, clearly Tom didn't get the memo and he's back.
Side out.
And now Dusty back in it. This is again oscillating. Both ends, nobody wants to give way. They're both tired, you can tell, but they're not in the mood to just lay down and give the other person another error from Dusty. Instantly regretted. Almost knew the moment he hit it that it wasn't good enough.
5
And
each.
I guess we're back at it then.
Out ball. Five each. Point.
Again gets that lead, Dusty. Probably the experience shows, because once it gets level, again, you see it's Dusty who's managing to keep his nose in front. And that
6-5.
should be enough. As long as he can keep maintaining that lead, he'll do the job. He'll book him a spot in that
Point.
final. Now make that 2 points. And that backhand has been so effective today for this man.
Absolutely, and it's these little passages of play that you can sneak away with the game. 2 or 3 quick points here in a semi-final, worth its weight in gold. And Dusty
7, 5.
doing everything he can to take that unassailable lead.
Side out.
Miffed with himself. Did not want him to do that. You can see there's a little bit of frustration creeping in. When your body is not cashing the checks, your mind is asking it to. That's the beauty of sport and
5,
the biggest
7.
curse of it. This gives Tom Evans a chance to come back into the game.
Side out.
Not for long though. Not for long. He'll have to break the serve to get back in. Chances like this, when they gift it to you, you need to take them with both hands, or you
7,
end up sulking
5.
in bed in the night after that, thinking about moments like this. What if, shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Side out.
And also the thing about this sport, you got to go get the ball yourself. After that long day, you make sure you are picking up the ball
5,
and sending
7.
it respectfully to the other side.
Define respectfully. What is it, like no overarm throws?
No aggressive
Side out.
throws where you just politely tell your opponent, here you go, send me that serve.
Seven, 5. Side
Good
out.
shot there by Tom, breaking Dusty's serve. 7-5. Dusty still in the lead.
Five, 7. Point. Time out. 6, 7.
What
out.
an angle.
Side out.
Such an exquisite shot. How does he manage that? And he loves his backhand.
7-6.
Dusty.
Saw him practicing those a lot before, and clearly we know why. Oh, tried
Side
too
out.
much there. Tried too much. He's successfully hit that shot a few times today. Thought he'll get away with it, but the angle too narrow. Couldn't get past Tom Evans there. Tom made him pay, and the deficit down to 1. Tom to serve.
6-7. Side out.
That's a good old style smash. Little bit of vendetta mixed in it.
Seven, 6. Side
Nice,
out.
solid, crisp backhand volley from Tom Evans. Gets the break now. 1 point on his serve and he levels it.
6-7. Point.
That is an error he'll be so upset about making. I mean, not from that close proximity. Clearly, I think his intrusive thoughts getting the better of him. Must be a lot of them right now as we see Tom going to get the ball from what looks like 100 miles away at this time, because every step matters. Every piece of energy you
7
can save
each.
inside is worth its weight in gold.
And
Side out.
interestingly, the biggest difference, one of the biggest in this sport versus the sport that this sport is often compared to, tennis versus pickleball, is
Seven
that there are
each.
no ball kits. All the hard work on your own.
Absolutely.
Side out.
Dusty again, frailing his chest, doesn't seem to be happy with the
Seven
way the game
each.
is moving. Clearly the pace has gone down because the serves are consistently being broken. Exactly what I was talking about 10-15 minutes ago. And it just shouldn't get the better of their nerves as Dusty
Side out.
dispatches Tom in style. Unfortunately, it wasn't his serve, so it's just a break. But luckily, the service is back to him. You can see him panting. Seems a little tired. Seems a little haggard from a
Can
long
I
day.
please ask for some
And
volunteer
and luckily
keep a track of the ball from
for
this
us,
side?
we can literally see his red meat on the face, showing how
7
tired he is
each.
now. It's literally like what Pep Guardiola used to say about a couple of his players. When they get really red, that's when he knows he has to sub them off, and especially with Kevin De Bruyne.
Out. Point.
Is that a review? I believe, or he's just asking? Just asking.
So when you signal with your palm down, you're actually saying, was that in? Or you're confirming that it was in. And with the finger pointing upwards, you're saying out.
8,
So that's
7.
what Tom Evans there was confirming, checking with the referee. Was that in?
Point.
There you go, brother. You learn something new every day. Love it.
Nine, 7. Side out.
You see DUPR there on your screen. The dynamic universal
7,
pickleball
9.
ratings. That's what all these players are fighting for. Massively at stake to 700 ranking points.
Point.
And that is a bullet from the backhand side of the 23-year-old. How did he find that one?
Dusty acknowledging that shot, as you can
8,
see, turns
9.
on, gives him a little well done, champ, gives him the little thumbs up. But trust me, he'd want to stick that thumb up his nose if he could, and probably get back at him, which unfortunately he can't, because it's still 9-all
9 each.
with Tom serving.
Point.
Dom takes the lead here, and Dusty needs some water. Needs to cool down, needs to gather his thoughts. This is a big point. Doesn't want, because when you're just 1 point away, but the game is at stake. There's a lot going on. I'm feeling the nerves, Sarthak. You reckon this next serve's got it, because he's got the serve, and it's the point he's looking for.
Indeed, Tom Evans goes into this serve with a world of confidence, but often we discuss this, closing out a game, closing out a match has its own set of nerves to deal with.
10, 9.
Can the young man close this first game? He
Set.
can, with a backhand inside out winner. A beautiful shot to conclude the first game. 11-9. Tom Evans takes it. Take a look at this top quality shot. Bang on that sideline.
You know, sometimes you hit a shot and you know it almost instantly that you've hit it too well. And there he started pumping his fist even before the ball bounced, because he just knew it hit that sweet spot of his paddle.
We ready for the second set? Love all. Play. Side out. Love all. Side out. Zero, zero. Point. One, zero. Point. Two, zero. Point. Three, zero. Side out. Zero, three. Side out. Three, zero. Point. Time out. We ready? 4-0. Point. Five, 0. Side out. Zero, 5. Point. One, 5. Side out. Five, 1. Point. Six, 1. Point. 7, 1. You already took 1. 7, 1. Point. 8, 1. Point. 9, 1. Side out. One, 9. Side out. Nine, 1. Point. 10, 1. Side out.
Done and dusted. Dusty Boyer gets the job done in clinical fashion in this second game.
Which
One,
means
ten.
we're going to...
Are we getting a little too excited? Because we've seen a lot of uncertainties.
Side out.
Safe to say, It's this particular set seems to be gone. Dusty serving for the
10,
game,
1.
and there he goes.
Side out.
Well, instantly broken, which means the longer we'll have to wait to get a result in this game.
1, 10.
9 straight points. That's a very tall mountain.
Point.
He gets one. 8 to go. Can you do it, Tom Evans? You've won the first game. You surprised us all. We spoke at the start how much experience Dusty Boyer brings in comparison to Tom, but that didn't intimidate him one bit. He won it in style, showed us some great shots. Fell apart in the second game
2,
without a doubt.
10.
But can he still believe?
Side out. Ten, 2. Side out.
Gets one more. Make that now 7 points.
7.
From a 10-1 to a 10-3, Dusty is a little surprised. What's happening, he says to himself.
2, 10. Point.
Wonderful forehand. Dusty Boyer a little out of sorts, but all he needs is that 1 point. But first he'll
3,
need to break
10.
Tom Evans' serve.
Point. 4, 10.
Racing
Side
back
out.
into this, and now he gives away a free point
10,
on the
4.
serve, sends it long. Now Dusty will look at taking this to a third, and he does
Point.
so with
Second
his
set.
favorite
Up.
shot. He just loves those backhand down the lines.
Absolutely phenomenal to see. And even at this hour of the night when they're tired, they're definitely fighting hard. Nobody wants to give away any point. And, well, we will go to a third game. That has become the sort of trend for these semi-finals. Probably look like the mixed double partners wearing the same outfits, but getting some last minute advice, because clearly from game 1 to game 2 was a big turnaround in terms of points, in terms of the gameplay. So clearly something wrong happened after the first game, where Tom sort of surprised and shocked us all, and then and we can see Dusty now will look to take advantage of this and use his experience as he swats yet another creepy crawly off the court. Tough to watch if you're a fan of insects, but high octane stuff promised to come up, because this is what we need. Two players who refuse to give up, fighting to the bitter end.
Tom Evans, the psychological advantage, given that he starts this on his own serve, will be looking to get a few points really quick. In fact, just the opposite. Broke it right away. The commentator's curse works pretty much all the time.
Side out.
passing the parcel here. One says, I'll make the mistake. The other one says, no, I got you. But you can't really blame them. They
Zero,
are rather
zero.
tired. It's easy to sit here in an AC com box and judge what they are doing, playing through the day. Very,
Side
very
out.
normal to make mistakes here. As we see again, the serve being broken. So it's been about 2.5, 3 minutes and not a single point because
Zero,
it's just
zero.
break after break after break.
Point. One, zero.
The experience showing now, without a doubt. I mean, given how Dusty lost the first game, Chinmay, for him to come
Point.
back, win the second one, and now in the third, you can just get this feeling looking at the body language that Dusty is more settled in.
Yeah, you could see in the first half he was frailing his hands, pumping his chest, didn't seem too happy with a lot of the decisions. Here, a shot that us in Bombay would call makhan, which means
2,
smooth as
0.
butter, just goes past him. Tough luck, tough luck.
Point. 3-0. Timeout. Called by
Red card
Tom.
favoring Dusty Boyer. Again, he's taking the initiative. Look at him go after this one. Anticipating that one, Tom went in the right direction, but just not lucky. Fluids so important. The hydration such a massive factor. Given that they return on court, they have to play again tomorrow, and also the fact that they've been playing so much pickleball all day long.
You can clearly see with the body language which of the two is more confident, has come out instantly on, wants to move on, get his victory, or he's just probably the sleepier one. He just wants to finish it off so he can go in and get a quick night's sleep
3-0.
over Tom, who's got the exuberance of youth on his side.
Side out. Zero, 3. Side out.
Suddenly you just feel things are falling apart for Tom Evans. And interestingly enough, we did speak about how experience could be the factor. This
3-0.
is where it's showing when it comes to Dusty Boyer.
Side out.
Ooh, again the flick of the wrist at the very last second, looking to create that angle, go inside out.
Tried too much there though, too wristy. I mean, even Mohammad Azruddin could flick the ball only a certain amount, so could VVS Lakshman. He was trying to do more than
0-3.
both of them combined.
Side out.
And then he shuts me up with that beautiful shot. Like a champ, Tom Evans still to open his
3-0.
scoring in this last decider.
Side out.
And he's broken. He has been broken. Tom finally gets a chance to come onto the scoreboard in this decider.
Zero, 3. Side out. Three, 0. Side
Good
out.
try there, but not good enough by Dusty.
That was
Serve
out.
broken over to Tom. Still waiting to get that
0,
first point
3.
to open his account in this decider.
Side out.
Did that clip the line? Yes, it did. Dusty Boyer has the serve now. And taking his time, Tom Evans looking to disrupt the rhythm of the 31-year-old who's certainly
3,
looking
0.
more in control in this decider.
Side out.
It's the post.
Both men struggling at different levels though here. It just depends on who can suck it in and
0-3.
suck it up for longer and produce the goods. Because honestly, it's just a game of cat and mouse right now.
Point.
It's honestly who can last longer, and it's always experience that wins that battle.
One, 3.
Some angle that from
Point.
Tom Evans. So happy with himself. The fist pump you can see.
2-3.
Really good shot making. The serve also so good. Nice and deep. Again follows it up with a good serve. But Dusty, boy,
Side out.
you can't really win too many points at a stretch against this man, because the sheer control, the composure he shows at the kitchen. When you're right there, the nice tall frame, very good hands, the good touch, the amazing wrist work.
3-2. Side out. Dusty is going to challenge the serve. Score is 2-3.
As we await the confirmation on the review here, we're in the decider. Every point worthy of 4. I mean, you're looking for a spot in the final, for an opportunity to grab gold on Championship Sunday. Chinmay, who do you see winning this one?
For me, it has to be Dusty. You know, I'm not going to sit on the fence here, and I think Tom has been lucky in a few occasions, but again, nobody complains when they get lucky. But clearly here, I think what you said was absolutely true in experience beating the exuberance of youth, and you see that in pretty much every sport, which is why a Luka Modric is still what he is, a Toni Kroos is still what he is, a Cristiano Ronaldo, a Zlatan Ibrahimovic are who they are, and similarly with Federer.
Well, I want to add similarly with Novak Djokovic, because unfortunately for all the Federer fans, he's not playing anymore. He's retired, but Novak Djokovic, with the immense, massive experience, he still continues to dominate on so many levels across Grand Slams, gets that elusive Olympic gold medal as well this year in Paris. I mean, what more can he do? He's done it all, and still the hunger. Just so inspirational for everyone out there. And we can, if you want to speak of an Indian inspiration at 44, as Rohan Bopanna says, level 44, he doesn't stop. He's become world #1 recently. You saw him win the Australian Open alongside his doubles partner after so many years. He was, of course, a champion at Roland Garros in the mixed doubles, but it was the doubles, the men's doubles, that he was eyeing for a very long time. Got that, and is also got the world #1 ranking alongside Matty Ebden. So much inspiration from tennis when you talk of age. Both Novak Djokovic and Rohan Bopanna often joke about how old is gold, and I mean, they are indeed so full of life, so much enthusiasm, so much love for their sport, and the experience, the topic of experience really comes up, because right before this contest began, we both here believed that that'll help Dusty Boyer, and it indeed is.
Absolutely, Welson. I think experience works a
Hello.
lot better
Can
when
you
your
please
body's
get the
fit enough, and
Tom's
you can see all
baseline
the
angle?
examples you gave are super fit human beings. So for them, then 8 just becomes a number. And we're seeing super zoom-ins happening because this is a super close call. I reckon it's just gone out. I can see a little bit of gap between the ball and the line, but again, I do have a number and I'm not wearing chashmas today. So
Can we
what do
please
you
get the
reckon with your
Tom's baseline
near
angle?
2020 vision, Sarthak? Is it in or out?
It looks like it's just got a little bit of the line on it. If you just see it right there, there's like a percentage of the line and the ball is on it. I mean, majority of the white line doesn't have the ball on it, but like we've been saying all day, 1% in equals 100% in. You just need a bit of that line. And that's all the pickleball's got there. And should be, and I can see the referee signaling in with his palms pointed downwards. So the referee also giving us a confirmation that it's in.
Tom doesn't seem too happy though. There you can see there the number of insects in and around the court is tremendous, and like I said, they've been dusting it off quite a bit because they don't want even a percentage, 1% chance that one of them tend to take a point away from them, especially when the margins are so low. You can see in this particular shot as it's zoomed in, and this is after multiple occasions of dusting and sort of mopping the floor. So that is one of the issues of these beautiful floodlights here. But this call super close. I think they're still having a look at it from multiple angles because again it's just a point, but it's a point in a semi-final.
And this angle also helps us understand the calf muscle strength that Dusty Boyer possesses. Take a look at those calf muscles. That's the level of fitness and endurance as we zoom in on those calves. Just shows how much fitness goes into the sport as well.
They're not calf. I think actually tree trunks, man. Look at those. They can literally harbor life. They look like they've come out from the Amazon. But look, it from this angle, it does look like it's slightly in. But we know different angles play different tricks on your mind. Ideally, the best case is an aerial shot that, unfortunately, at this time we do not possess. So the referee, under a lot of scrutiny, to give the best possible decision, as you can see, he's conferring with the people behind him as well. A lot of people looking at what it could be. You might think it's just a point, but it's a point in a semi-final that leads to the final with a massive kitty and a massive kitty of points as well.
So now you can see Tom and Dusty having a discussion. They're not reaching towards a mutual agreement as yet. So, I mean, it's necessary for the referee who now intervenes, and I mean, has he made a decision is what we're looking at. Both the players back on court, moving towards the baseline. I'm not too sure what's been agreed upon. But we certainly see Tom Evans not too happy, looking a
All right, so we are
bit
resuming at the
dejected
score
with that, but he's got the serve
2-3.
at 2-3.
Point.
And now the hand comes up in apology.
Gets that first point after the
3 each.
massive interval. That'll help him. 3 apiece here in the decider in the third. No, that one's out.
Side out.
Instantly the finger goes up from Dusty Boyer.
Take a minute to spare a thought for the guy making the calls at this time of the day when he's also tired, having to look for those little margins and inches. Must be tough for sure. Oh boy, and he hits the net. No apology there. I think it's a rebuttal for what happened a couple of shots ago.
Four, 3.
Wow.
Side out.
Has that been called out?
That did not look out, buddy. That did not look out.
It's all happening on championship court. And it's for
Dusty
a
wants to
spot on
challenge this
championship Sunday.
Dusty wants to challenge this point. Please, can we review this point?
That looks into me. Clearly on the sideline. No doubt about that one.
Yeah, don't see what the confusion was. It wasn't even close. It seemed very,
Can
very.
you please zoom in
Yeah,
where the
as
ball
you
is
can see
landing on
there,
the court?
I think
Please zoom in a little more.
Tom had a good look at it. I think it's just a quick, impulsive, brash decision. He thought to fill his hands up and oppose the decision, but clearly that looks like it's most
this
of the
angle,
ball
it
is actually
looks
inside
pretty
and on the
in.
line.
So we'll call it in.
Speaking of most
And
of the
the point
ball
goes to
through the
Dusty.
day, we've had so many occasions where most of the ball is outside and a little bit inside does the job. But this one, I don't think it was the best of reviews. And really no need for that one.
5, 3.
Because, it looked clearly in.
More desperation, I reckon. That
Side
one's
out.
clearly out. No review for that, please. My apologies, I got a little excited there. I just started speaking for Dusty.
3,
but yeah,
5.
it was just a crazy point before that where the review didn't seem the most like, and that one could go into the
Side
review
out.
books again. What has he called it? Thankfully, there are only a limited number of those you can take, so
5, 3.
save some time.
Point.
Goes
6,
for that
3.
cross-court Dusty Boyer as they move towards the bench.
Time
Both
out.
Tom and
Change
Dusty,
ends.
I mean, such a topsy-turvy decider this. So many ups and downs.
Tom, since the last 15 minutes, looking extremely dejected. Again, sometimes it does work for you, but this seems like his shoulders are shrugged. But again, there's a little bounce in his step. That's all that matters. Another 20 odd minutes, we'll find out who the champion is as the ball thrown to center court. Who goes through rather the championship Sunday. Big day where all the finals of all the different events will take place. Dusty and Tom both will hope to be there in the singles and the doubles if they're playing both off.
Point.
In the
Time out
singles,
called by
certainly it can
Tom.
be either Dusty or Tom. If both of them make it, there's something ridiculously weird happening, because you know there's only one winner that can make it. But yes, with the doubles, they'll definitely look to book a spot. I mean, and who'll be the lucky one who could possibly make it in both of them? We've seen so many athletes do that across the mixed doubles, doubles, singles, grabbing gold, reaching the finals in all three categories. Has one of these athletes got that in them? Can Tom do that? Can Dusty do that? But first, the job at hand. And clearly, it looks like Dusty Boyer has 1 foot in that championship final.
But stranger things have happened. We've seen big leads being reduced to nothing. For the sake of Dusty, I hope he doesn't lose his marbles here, sticks to the plan, and finishes what he started off so well.
Three, 7. Point.
A little bit of a limp in Dusty's step there, and of course, it's not going to be easy. You
4,
want to take
7.
care of that lactic acid. You just don't want to burn yourself out, because you have a lot of action coming up.
Point.
You want to take a good look at the hydration as
7.
well, and recover as much as possible. Maybe a good ice tub bath
Side out.
and possibly some serious stretching immediately after this particular match.
7.
Lots
5.
of carbs, lots and lots of carbs. Get that nutrition in, because you'll need all that fuel, because it's a big day tomorrow.
Point.
Well, he's doing it in style right now. That limp seems to have disappeared. He seems to be bouncing on those 2 feet, hitting the shots perfectly. All he'll need is 3 more of
5.
those. Just 3 more, Dusty, and you're in glory land.
Point.
2 more. 2 more. 9-5.
9, 5. Point.
In fact, let's make that 10-5. Now 5 opportunities, and just the right time for the 23-year-old to go for that timeout. But I think the referee has signaled to him, you don't have any timeouts left, and that adds to the pressure
10,
on Tom
5.
as he's ready to return now.
Side out.
Gets that break of serve.
5, 10.
Spare a second to think of the last semi-finalists who have to start playing after this and have to play tomorrow.
Point.
I really feel for them. I really do. But I'm still proud to say that the day is ending with more people
6,
on the
10.
court side than it did at the start, which is just a sign of how much they love the sport. And that seems
Side
like
out.
he's been broken again, yes, which means it's match point.
Ten, 6.
Wow! What a way to
11,
finish
6,
it off.
1 by Dusty.
That drive, that backhand. Some speed on it, some bite on that one, and making a statement across the entire singles category. with that particular shot, and that backhand has been so good all day long for Dusty Boyer. He's in the final. Who's going to meet him?